I'd like to acknowledge those at the table. Ms. Kelly Steele, Director of Student Services, Ms. Terry Fleming, Director of Curriculum, Mr. Jack Higgins, Director of Finance, and Interim Superintendent, Dr. Barbara Starkey. Ask tonight if anyone is recording this meeting other than Lake Cam. Seeing none, as always, Lake Cam, thank you for being here. We are going to start this evening with public input. Anyone that would like to speak, please state your name clearly and sign the sign-on sheet. We have 3 minutes each person, please.
Good evening. My name is Deborah Petty. I'm the town administrator of the town of Freetown. I'm a Freetown resident as well. As I stand here tonight, I know that you have an impending decision to make about your budget and the budget that will be approved, but I could not in good conscience pass up the opportunity to express my deep concern of the trajectory of the budget. For the 4th year in a row, I have sat and said that the budget is not sustainable for the towns. While Freetown is not facing an override, this year significant cuts are being made to balance our budget. The fire department requested funding to hire an additional firefighter, and I had to say no. All vacant positions have been removed from the budget, and any line items that were not fully utilized have been removed or reduced. If the school budget continues to increase at its current trajectory, the reality is that municipal departments, particularly public safety, will be the areas forced to absorb the cuts. I value education deeply. I was born and raised in Freetown and was educated here at Aponequet. I received an excellent education, and I want the same opportunity for my grandchildren who live here today. At the same time, I value our seniors and residents on fixed incomes who may no longer be able to remain in town if an override becomes necessary to support continued budget growth. It is also important to recognize that many of the teachers advocating for this budget, including members of the administration, do not live in our town. The tax increases required to support these increases will not impact them or their families. The primary role of the school committee is to ensure that our children receive a quality education and that they are safe, and to approve the budget. However, if the school budget continues to grow at this pace, the towns will struggle to maintain the public safety departments that protect our children and residents every day. For the past 4 years, I have urged that we come together for a roundtable discussion to address these challenges. I again implore you to sit down with municipal leaders and key stakeholders to discuss how we can continue to provide a top-notch education while maintaining the financial sustainability of our communities and preserving our public safety services. I also want to address the suggestion that Freetown should use its capital stabilization fund to pay the salaries of the teachers. This is just unreasonable. The town has worked diligently to build those funds for long-term capital needs, including the construction and repair of essential public buildings. To put this in perspective, Freetown's public library does not have indoor plumbing. None. Think about that. You go to work, you can't wash your hands. You have to leave the building to use the restroom. So I want to stress that those were saved to replace that building, and we are working diligently to get a new building. We have never been fighting the school budget. Our goal has been to make it clear that the current path is not sustainable. We are now approaching a point where we will hit a financial wall. At that point, the choices will be severe cuts to public safety services or significant increases in property taxes. I am again asking the school committee to take seriously my request for a roundtable discussion with key leaders from both towns so that we can develop a solution before these budgets reach a breaking point. So we need to work together collaboratively and honestly to find a path forward that protects both the quality of our schools and the financial stability and safety of our communities. Again, I'm going to ask the school committee to effectuate that roundtable discussion after we finish this series of budgets, because we cannot sustain this budget. Thank you.
Is there anyone else here for public input? Okay, seeing none, we will move on. Reports and presentations, my chairwoman's report for today. I'm going to Steve is going to take over. We will be addressing in this the vote that took place on Thursday.
Sure. We were hoping to have an update on the appointment for the vacancy. That matter was tabled at the joint session last Thursday, pending, as Chair Candido recognized and apologized at the same time, that there was some procedural missteps that warranted some further review by legal. At this point, we haven't heard an update. So essentially, the update is there is no update. But I would love to, given the timeline under the agreement, we have 30 days to fill the vacancy, and some of the budget issues, I would love for this committee to take some action and entertain a discussion to make a motion to make a formal request through the chair, Maureen Candido, to have the joint committee reconvene, reconsider the vote, and then perhaps rescind the vote and do the vote in a different manner. Understanding that this is not personal for any of the candidates. Frankly, I thought all three of them were excellent. This is simply about doing the right thing. Also understanding that the outcome of the vote will likely be the same. But again, I think, this committee on its own has been challenged by a number of open meeting law complaints. And frankly, I'm surprised we haven't seen one, the way the proceedings went out during that meeting after March 5th. So I'd love to take action or have a discussion and perhaps a motion to formally request through the chair of the Lakeville Select Board to reconvene and make a motion to reconsider, rescind, and revote that topic.
Okay. I also personally reached out to Maureen last Friday after the meeting was Thursday, and was requesting similar, and have also not heard anything back. So I think that is appropriate at this point. Someone does have to make a move and get something going here. And so, yes, I'll entertain a motion.
Great. So I guess the motion, and then we could have open to discussion with other members, would be to formally request through the chair of the Lakeville Select Board to reconvene the joint committee to reconsider the appointment vote that was tabled, to rescind the vote and revote the matter entirely, and allow both nominations to proceed and have the members on the Lakeville side of this school committee and the select board just vote outright.
Okay.
And again, I want to be clear, that would be the motion, but this is in any way it's not personal. It's simply
Procedural.
a request to do the right thing. And any discussion would be appropriate at this point. I think it's a strong statement by this committee, given, the accountability that we hold ourselves to and we've been held accountable to by the community. I think it would be a good thing to continue that moving forward in the joint committee.
Okay, I agree. And I've heard a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
So now I have a motion and a second. Let's open this up for discussion. Anyone has questions, concerns, doesn't understand? Go for it.
I just would like to share from the Freetown side. Obviously, we weren't part of the vote. I would be more than happy to work with anybody that the Lakeville side nominates and appoints, but only being here for a year and seeing what's gone on with our school committee in particular prior, I am a big fan of making sure this process is transparent and done properly. So Steve, thank you for bringing it to our attention as a whole committee. And yeah, I would fully support. Again, I want to work with anybody who is appointed and Lakeville feels is going to be the best candidate for that one-year appointment. So it is nothing personal, and I think that should be abundantly clear as we've made it. But being done properly, I think, has to take precedence in this situation. Thank you.
And if I could, thank you for the comments. If I could just also note, there is precedent for the appointment. Ms. Cushing was appointed under a scenario that was very fair and very open and procedurally appropriate. And several months later, we ran into a procedural jam under this. So I appreciate the comments.
Any more discussion? Okay. Hearing a motion, a second. No further discussion. Do we have to do roll call or all?
I think you're
Just-
majority on this.
If I-
Okay.
Through the
So
chair,
yeah,
just
go
clarification. I think the formal request should come in the form of a letter
Yes.
that we should deliver sometime soon. I don't know when the 30 days, we have 30 days to make the appointment, if I understand.
I believe the 30 days starts when it is accepted by this committee, which was just at our last meeting.
I think it's when it was accepted by the town clerk.
But don't we have to acknowledge it?
You acknowledge it, but I believe it's the acceptance of the town clerk.
Okay. So we'll have to get the date for sure that it was acknowledged by the town clerk, because I only have the date in which we acknowledged it here.
Which only, I'm sorry, emphasizes the urgency on the time. I mean,
Absolutely.
just to
Yep.
simply do the right thing.
So we will get a draft together, and we'll send a letter over to the select board so that they also understand what our request is and what our motion is. So good, we'll get that done. So, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, any abstentions?
I'm abstaining.
One abstention of Courtney. So motion passes. So we will get that taken care of. We can work on a letter and get a letter over to the select board as soon as possible. Great. Okay, moving on. Our ARHS student representative, Cam, what do you have for us tonight?
Good evening, everyone. The spring is a very busy time here at Aponequid, especially with spring sports starting on Monday, March 16th. Now that winter sports are over, I would like to congratulate all of our winter sports teams, and a special shout out to the Lady Lakers basketball team who made it to the Final Four up in Worcester last week, or on Monday, and the Aponequid hockey team with their co-op with Bishop Stang. Next week, students will be attending JA Titan, which is a business simulation kind of game opportunity for students interested in business to earn scholarship money. This junior achievement program is funded by local banks, and students competing have the opportunity to win scholarship money. And this will take place at UMass Dartmouth next week, and it's a free field trip for students, and they will be provided with lunch. And then on the topic of business, DECA kicks off tomorrow for the State Development Conference in Seaport, Boston. So we'll be heading there tomorrow morning after first period. And I wish everyone luck in their competitive events, role plays, writtens. And next Thursday, the 19th, there is a solo ensemble concert here at the high school in the auditorium. This is the second time that this event has occurred, and all ARHS students can participate if interested, even if they're not involved with the band or the choir. And we are hoping that this will continue into the years to come. And lastly, I would also like to reiterate that the spring musical will be on April 10th and 11th, as I had mentioned last week, where the Aponequid players will be performing Frozen, the musical, in the auditorium. We are looking forward to an exciting month here at Aponequid, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Cam. Great job. Moving on to the interim superintendent's report.
All right, first thing we have tonight is a spotlight from our students at ARHS. So at this time, I will call Principal Dessert to the podium.
Jeff, do you mind just closing that door?
It's at the top.
Top left.
There you go. Thank you. We don't want any of those interruptions.
Okay, thank you for allowing us to be your spotlight this month. I'm sure that you've seen that the student number keeps growing and growing at these meetings. And so we thought that it would be very important for you to understand why. Our core value is self-advocacy, and we teach civics at Aponequid. But the class of 2029 came in already ready for that. That's the freshmen. There are 24 freshmen in front of you, at my last count, one sophomore, and other grades behind you. They came in ready to take their place here and to have their voice heard. So this is a completely student-driven presentation, and I'll turn it over to them now.
When asked what school we go to, we are proud to say Apponequet Regional High School. Being a Laker to us means many different things. I am Arian of Lahopolis, and to me, being a Laker means being able to express myself through the many different clubs we have to offer. I'm a part of Life Club, Green Team, and DECA.
I'm Kennedy Poirier. To me, being a Laker means having my teachers support me through everything I do.
Hi, I'm Emma Decker, and to me, being a Laker means having my voice heard and responded to. For me, this is through our student council, where I am one of the class of 2029 representatives. The student council at Apponequet excels in putting on events where everyone can participate in and enjoy. Having the opportunity to try so many different clubs and participate in so many different aspects of the school is what it means to be a Laker, and what we're so glad to have the ability to do. So to me, being a Laker means having the ability to participate in all areas of our school.
Hi, I'm Maya Kubiak. To me, being a Laker means having after-school sports in which all students may participate and have an equal chance to excel. I participate in soccer and track here at Apponequet. Competing in the sports teams at Apponequet means becoming a team member, learning to grow with your team, and learning how to be a good teammate to others. This is just a small portion of the skills I have learned from playing sports at Apponequet.
Hello, my name is Hannah Ashley. My fellow peers and I would like to discuss how certain career paths can positively impact our future and how Apponequet offers us the opportunity to grow and achieve our goals. For my career path, I would like to be an English teacher, so I look forward to taking ELA honors and public speaking as an elective.
Hello, my name is Aiden, and I'm aiming for a career in mechanical engineering. I plan on taking the electives for computer-aided design and the various levels of engineering.
Hello, my name is Paul George. I'm grateful for the many opportunities granted by the school, such as the career pathways and the sports officiating courses, that give us real experience to help us succeed. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Vivian Freyd, and in the future, I aspire to be a psychiatrist. I'm super excited to take a variety of courses such as AP Psychology in my future at Apponequet, as it will make me more prepared and competitive for my future career.
Hi, my name is Emmy Manis, and in the future I'm hoping to attend and graduate law school to become a lawyer. I'm interested in taking many different classes that will benefit my career path, such as Your World Today, Criminal Law, AP Research, and Communications.
Hello, my name is Macy. When I'm older, my dream job is to be an endocrinologist, and the classes that will bring me the most success in reaching my goal are AP Biology as well as Anatomy and Physiology.
Hello, I'm Roy Zachary, and for my future career, I aspire to be a neurosurgeon, and a class that would make the most impact would be AP Bio, but any other club or class that is medical or anatomy related can make an impact as well, such as HOSA, Anatomy and Physiology, and our innovative career pathway and health career. The classes we choose to take at Apponequet Regional High School have a large impact on not only the careers we want to pursue, but the types of people we set out to be in the future.
Hello to everyone. My name is Adrian Mendez. For many, showing up to school just isn't enough to make a difference. Our class of 2029 has taken a great interest in these meetings, not solely because it can make us look good, but because of the civic virtue it allows us to possess. We began believing that students can truly have a voice within the school by simply showing up to these events. And us being here today is proof of that theory. This is the result of our hard work over the course of several months. I know that for me personally, I choose to stay after school and come to these meetings so that I am well educated when it comes to things like planning, town events, and even the school budget. It's important to be aware of the things that will ultimately affect me. Ignorance is a curse that prevents us from progress. I'm here because I want progress, no matter the weight. But we all have something that drives us. Please, allow my fellow classmates to express their motives for attending.
Hi, my name is Will Schwartz, and the main reason I attend these school committee meetings is because we are a high-performing school on a budget price. I have learned about other schools who have been in decline, and I want to save us from that. I believe that we must invest in our education to succeed.
Hi, my name is Lila Prada. I care deeply about my school and feel it is important to know what is going on at a deeper level. I feel the most important reason I attend these meetings is so that I can not only know important issues, but also help find solutions. We are the future of Apponequet, and we determine our upcoming years here as we shape the school for the students that will fill these halls after us. It is in our hands to make a difference and provide a stable environment for the future of our school.
Hi, my name is Nathan Ferrari, and I make sure to come to these monthly meetings because the decisions that are made in this room directly impact my future. I believe that it is my responsibility as a student to stay informed and involved behind the scenes at my school.
Hello, I'm Alan Lamastro. I choose to attend these meetings because I care about what's happening in our school district and how it will affect us as a whole in our lives as students. It also helps me understand the process of government and give me opportunities to make my voice heard. I hope to inspire other Lakers to join us here from all 4 years. I believe that since we have the opportunity to use our voices, we should take it.
Good evening. I'm Noah Rodriguez. I attend these important school committee meetings because it helps me become a leader and create skills such as public speaking, understanding government process, and advocating for myself and others. Decisions create ripples, and I want to be someone who creates ripples that drive meaningful change.
Hello all, my name is Lila Stoke and I am honored to be here tonight. My whole life, my family has always told me to use my voice, passion, and intelligence for good. Since I was a young child, my mom has always said, do the right thing even if it makes you unpopular. But luckily for me, I have my friends with me tonight. I am here because I wish for the good of all people, and I'm hoping that being here will pave the way for the impacts I make as an adult. I'm here to support my peers, my teachers, those that come after me, and those that came before me. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Niall Kay. As a student at Ponquit, I believe that it is incredibly beneficial that students take part in civic virtue. I wake up every weekday and devote my time to becoming educated at this school. I believe that being here and sharing my voice will ultimately teach me leadership and allow me to represent my school so that I can be a part of crucial changes that can change the day-to-day lives of others.
Good evening. My name is Corinne and I'm a freshman here at Apponequet. We come to these meetings because we care about our school community, and here is where the behind-the-scenes actions that shape our school day happen. Many decisions that impact our classes, resources, opportunities, and even our daily lives are made by this committee. As students, we are the ones directly affected by those decisions. Most students spend more time here at school than they do at home, and that is why the student body should care about showing up. Being present matters. When students show up, it shows that we value the direction our school goes in and the risks we are facing. The student body cares deeply about being involved because this is our education, community, and our lives. We want to understand the reasoning behind your choices to ensure that student perspectives are part of the conversation and will continue to be. Our being here does not just benefit us, but it benefits the future students who will walk these halls long after we leave. By attending these meetings, we show respect for our peers and the incredible staff who work behind the scenes to ensure our experience at Apponequet is the best it can be. Thank you for your time.
Keep it short and sweet for you despite the numbers, but they're willing to answer any questions you may have.
You guys did a great job. We love seeing you in the audience. You are our future, and we do appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedules to come here in what sometimes we're struggling to get here after a long day, but you guys grew right through it, and you're seeing what happens, and all of this does impact you. So we appreciate you being here, and it means a lot to see your faces out in that crowd.
Thank you.
I echo the thanks of Chair Blum for all of our students who are here tonight and have been coming to all of these meetings. And thank you, Principal Dessert, for organizing tonight's presentation. If we're moving right along on the agenda, this evening, we have a donation that we're looking for you to accept on behalf of AES. But with the permission of Chair Blum, I'd like to just take this opportunity to introduce our interim principal from AES. Would that be okay?
Yes, please.
All right, Dr. Dale, I saw you come in.
I was struggling to get here. I didn't know which doors to go in.
Well, you found us.
Yes, I did.
This
And
is
welcome, Dr. Dale.
Hi, please. I'm Justine Dale, and I'm glad to be here. I'm so pleased to see the students because I'm working with the little ones, and I'm so thrilled with them, and I can see what they're going to grow up to be here. So confident and engaged, and that was fabulous. So I wanted to let you know I've only been here for 3 days, and I can already feel the love. I am just adoring the students and staff at AES, and I'm feeling so welcomed. There's so much to go, to jump in at this time of the year and say, I'm going to take you the next 4 months. My message to everybody is that I'm not going to be making big changes. I'm here to support teaching and learning and to be available and to learn as I go and to reflect on anything that might come up so that I can then share that information with central office. I want to thank Dr. Starkey for giving me this opportunity. I come to you with 32 years experience in teaching across the country, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, teaching, administration, lots of different things. But my favorite spot is in the elementary building. So thank you for the opportunity, and if I can help anybody, just let me know.
Welcome. I heard you got quite the welcome from the students as well.
I did. I got this huge sign in the cafeteria, and that was my focus school this week, is just to be seen. I want them to see my face and know who I am. So I've been spending lots of time in the cafeteria, eating and eating and eating and eating. And today was tater tots, and they were like my favorite. So yes, I think that I can honestly say right now, those children know who I am.
Great.
So
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Dale.
Thank you.
So with that, we're seeking your acceptance this evening of a donation from the PTO. It's you can see a list of supplies there. There were supplies collected at the GG Winterfest, which was an incredibly well-attended event. Terry Fleming can attest to that. And all of the supplies will be used by the AES teachers in their classrooms. If you have any questions about that? Okay, moving right along, we have another out-of-state field trip from FLMS. This is to the Roger Williams Park Zoo. It is scheduled for May 22nd. It is for 122 grade 8 students to engage in a project called Math at the Zoo. To your question at the last meeting, Member Brightman, student admission is $14 and the transportation cost to the students is $11 for a total cost of $25. And all of the other information has been provided to you regarding the trip. So if you have any questions, I can entertain those at this time.
Seeing none.
It is a 2-day trip, right?
What was that?
Is it 2 days? It does say per day, and I think that usually they're field trips, just because it's not on the slide.
Right, correct.
All right.
This is a 1-day trip.
Oh, okay, so
May
they're all only 1 day.
22nd. May 22nd.
Oh, okay.
All right, if we have no other questions, I'll just move on. I did put an update to the previous out-of-state field trip that you approved in response to the question about the charge to students in your folder, and you can see that the trip to the Breakers Mansion does have an associated cost. Admission charge to students is $5.50, transportation is $16.50 for a total student cost of $22 for that field trip that you had approved last week.
Thank you.
No other questions? I'll move on to a hot topic for this evening. That is a proposed change to the 25-26 school calendar. So everybody has really been in anticipation about the end of the school year. Thank you to the blizzard. Currently, our school year is scheduled to end for students and staff on June 29th of 2026. In the state of Massachusetts, we need to conduct 180 days of school. And at the secondary level, we need to have 990 hours of school within that 180 days. The Commissioner of Public Education in the state of Massachusetts has the ability to waive learning days should there be an instance. I think you might recall last year, FES had a day waived as a result of a heating issue, I think, in the building. But the Commissioner cannot waive learning time, just to be clear. So currently, in order to apply for any type of waiver to truncate the school year in any way, we had to meet certain criteria. So in order to not have to come here on June 29th and to end our school day on June 26th, which seems to be quite preferred by staff and families and folks who were not intending to be here basically the week of 4th of July, we have these criteria we have to meet. The first criteria is that the district has used all 5 planned snow days, those additional 5 days that you vote into the school calendar. And we have in fact used all 5 of those and then 2 more. We needed to make sure we are meeting our instructional hour requirement, in particular at the secondary level, and we do that at all levels across the district, and we'll have done that even with these 7 days that we have missed. That we have scheduled out with full days of school through June 26th, to make up for our snow days, and we have, and in fact we are going until the 29th. So we've checked 3 boxes in the out of 4 for criteria. The 4th criterion is that we have repurposed any remaining district-wide professional development days and any remaining school closure days outside of April vacation and required holidays. And this is where we fall a little bit short right now because we have an early release day scheduled for March 20th. Students are leaving at the half-day mark, and teachers are staying on for professional development. So in order to be able to apply for the waiver of that 180th day and truncate our school year at 179 on June 26th, we would have to take the March 20th 1 half day for students and extend that to a full day for students in order to be able to apply for the waiver. There are 2 other days that might readily come to folks' mind when you think about the remainder of the school year and you think about days outside of April school vacation that could be utilized. A day that comes to mind is what is referred to as Good Friday, but that is a day in which employees can observe their religious inclinations. But in addition, it is a paid holiday for one of our 2 units across the district and for a number of our contract employees. So it doesn't quite fall as a day that we could use. And then we also have a day in the contract, April 17th, that is the Friday before April vacation, and that is a contractual obligation we have to both of the larger units in the district. So those days would not be eligible to be used to make up any school time. So right now, in order to be able to apply for a waiver to remove June 29th and end the school year on the 26th, we would have to forego the remaining PD time that we have, which is on March 20th. So that's what we're looking for you to have some type of discussion about tonight. Would you like me to apply for that waiver to try to truncate school and end on 179? And if you would like me to apply for that waiver, then you would have to vote tonight to change the school calendar and extend March 20th to a full day, full instructional day for students. If anybody has
You want
any-
to take up discussion on that now? We
That's
can.
entirely up to you.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions? Go ahead.
Impact on the bus service, is there, he's okay with that?
He is okay. We was looking at
And food
in food
service as well.
services.
Okay.
PD, I assume it's the way Terry works, it's already been planned?
Yes, we have a plan for staff to earn those PDPs in a flexible manner.
What ends up happening is if you vote to do this and we have a full instructional day and the PD time is missing, and then we apply for the waiver, if we're granted the waiver, the teaching staff who would be engaging in that PD owes the district time. So the PD would happen anyway, just not on that day.
Okay.
And then that's in between seasons for sports, so there's no impact on athletics?
It does not, although spring sports starts next week, but it won't impact any contests.
Did you have a question? Go ahead.
More of a comment. I'm glad you brought it up tonight and not 2 weeks from tonight, because that would be a little after.
Be after the fact.
So this was our option, so thank you for looking into that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a recommendation from Mr. Poirier.
Oh, you mean the senior who's had 7 days he doesn't have to make up?
All right, any more discussion?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Why is it absent April vacation? There's probably a very obvious answer, but I don't know what it is.
That's the commissioner's purview.
Okay, and he didn't, there was no sort of explanation?
Not
Okay,
not provided, no.
okay.
Becky?
What was the day that we would?
March 20th. Would be a full day instead of a half day.
We would have to move, not that this would be a rationale, we would have to move media day for the athletes is that afternoon.
Okay.
Again, not that that is a decision maker, but just for awareness.
Okay. Okay.
We'd certainly work with you on that.
What's that?
If the committee's decision is to extend that to a full instructional day, we would certainly work with boosters on that.
Yes.
Okay, so any more discussion on that? Okay, you can move on.
All right, thank you very much. I'll turn things over to Terry Fleming.
Good evening. Tonight, my first item is requesting another grant approval. This is a approval of the Democratic Knowledge Project, DKP grant from the 1-8 Foundation. The 1-8 Foundation and its civic construction and learning programming is supported by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. The Democratic Knowledge Project, in partnership with the Mass Department of Elementary and Secondary Ed, are supporting teacher-designed and led K-12 civics pathways in Massachusetts. These civics professional learning opportunities will let Massachusetts educators personalize participation according to the needs, learning preferences, and schedules. I think that I should reach out to some of our ninth grade students to make sure they're involved in some of those conversations. And it should be noted that the Democratic Knowledge Project designs and delivers high-quality, engaging professional development opportunities that explore many facets of civic education and are grounded in the day-to-day work of our teachers. This grant will provide 3 years of professional learning development to 8th grade social studies teachers using DESE Civics aligned resources to blend with their currently developed units. And the Civics Project. And I actually met today with Brian LaRue and Laura Barnicoat, and we discussed our through line for civics projects, and so this is timely. The funds for this grant are paid directly to the PD provider. We do not take any funds in to the district. It is strictly PD, professional development for them. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Any questions? Okay. Seeing none.
Okay, then I will go into the next slide, which is the rest of my report. It is a time of year when we do our Student Opportunity Act Progress Report. It is a 3-year plan, so most of you probably recall the first year. Last year being our first year, this is year 2. On your report, you'll see the goals that we have. Our first one is positive school environment. We are looking to increase anonymous student feedback forms and measure school culture and climate to ensure student mental health and well-being. We are on target for this goal. As a district, we continue to work on increasing student and stakeholder voices to build positive learning environments where students can access learning. This year, we partnered with Core Creative Partners to continue to build staff resources to approach each student and colleague with a positive mindset that is aware of and determined to support each other where they begin their learning journey. Acknowledging that the priority is to have our students in school, counselors, administrators, and teachers strive to ensure students know how important they are to our learning community. Although our chronic absenteeism, which is one of the data points, increased in school year 23-24, we are, or in 24 to 25, excuse me, we are seeing a decrease overall in absenteeism, which is one of the metrics that we're using to measure. Our second goal is an early literacy screening and support. We are determined to increase our kindergarten readiness as measured by improved grade level assessments given in December and January for kindergarten students in reading and math, and to decrease our Tier 2 to Tier 3 supports over a 3-year period. We are on target for meeting this goal as we continue to be a focal point using our early literacy screening and support in our elementary buildings. Data meetings are being held following every benchmark assessment with fluid movement, I like to call it a permeable membrane, of student support being provided by our literacy specialists and our interventionists. Progress monitoring provides data goals and regular review of each student's growth and their next steps. And through the work that Kelly has done with her team, the MTSS process is becoming more and more finite as we really itemize very individual needs for every student. At the middle of the year benchmark, Assawamsett had a 90.36% of their identified students met targeted growth. And at Freetown Elementary, it was ironic. It is exactly the same percentage, 90.36% of identified students met targeted growth. And at Gray's, 82.14% of the identified students met targeted growth in literacy. So we're thrilled with those numbers, and we're looking forward to a continued growth, which unfortunately this is reported mid-year. So, but I will let you know how the end of year goes when that comes. So we are on target for that goal. And our third and last goal is our high-quality secondary pathways and programs. Increase in innovative courses offered, improved retention and enrollment rates, and a positive response to career pathways and courses in the school. And I actually believe that we are on target to exceed this goal. As you heard, many of our 9th grade students recognize the pathways they were interested in and those internships that they're looking forward to. This school year, the middle school and high school have made great strides in building a foundation of accessible, high-quality secondary pathways and programs to the students. The first Project Lead the Way course, Design and Modeling, is in process at the middle school. We were actually in Framingham yesterday, working with colleagues, and Katie Holmes was there with me as we worked on building in our second Project Lead the Way course, which is App Creators, and that is targeted to begin next year. At the high school, we had our first innovative career pathway this year. Healthcare was initiated, and next year we are beginning our second pathway, Business and Finance. Over 70 students expressed interest in these pathways following the most recent request form, and both of these pathways began due to strong interest from the student groups, HOSA and DECA, as well as being top market careers in our area based on mass hire data. And as you can tell, student voice is important to us. And on that slide, a couple of our favorites, Alex and Cam, as they have done their civic duty and putting their voice forward for our students.
Thank you, Terry.
Grant information is continuing to be released. We don't have numbers until August, so I can't give an update more on that. We are up to date on our access testing, and the state actually extended the timeline for access testing, but we had finished ours here. Thank you to our Yale educators. They did a great job keeping on task even through the blizzard. I mean, not during the blizzard, but they kept on schedule with our testing of students. And all of our materials were returned prior to the original due date. And then on your document, you'll see ST Math Impact Study results. A little graphic there based on the 2021-2022 cohort. 10.68% of our students performed 10.68 percentile points higher on the MCAS than peers that did not have ST Math in their schools. So yay, Gigi.
Go Gigi. Yay, Gigi.
Gigi.
Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to see everything's continuing to move in an upward direction.
I agree.
Okay, with that, we move on to our Director of Finance and Operations for an updated budget presentation for you.
Yes, thank you. There are, we've talked about this budget a few times, and you've seen some of these slides before, but I think it's useful for us to discuss and review that this budget was certainly put together with the perspective that the decisions around this budget will certainly create ripples going forward over the long term within our communities. We have a commitment within this budget to ensure the daily academic, social, civic, and athletic experience that our students deserve and currently receive today. As we go through, as you recall, when we were looking at this budget and we started before the governor's budget with really the focus on having not only the school committee but also our community have the opportunity to look at the items within the budget. Not necessarily looking at the bottom line, but to see and spend some time with the budget prior to looking at a bottom line to understand what are the key elements that are going into this budget, so that we could have a conversation around those things. So then when we did get the governor's budget, then we could incorporate those pieces of data that allowed an assessment to be created for each one of the towns. But ultimately, that conversation around what is the purpose of this budget, it still exists. And those are in those lines that are on those budget books that you have in front of you today. We talked several times about the limitations of Chapter 70. This is certainly a conversation that is being held at the State House. It's being held in school committee meetings across the state. It's being held, I'm hoping, it's being held at dinner tables as well. And certainly if it is, we want to provide the opportunity for our community members to use these form letters to communicate with their state representatives and the state senators to voice their interest in having the Chapter 70 calculation to be adjusted to assist in districts like ourselves. Our health insurance number we have received since we started this process. It is lower than we expected, which was certainly helpful for the development of the budget. We are continue to look into other ways that we can save, including property and casualty insurance. The updated budget as of February 25th, when we had the health insurance numbers, the overall budget number became $53,319,217. That number is $3,434,234 greater than the previous year. Tonight, as part of this, on the agenda is the opportunity to vote on the budget. That budget vote is going to come in several parts because our budget comes in several parts. We have our general fund budget, which we have to vote in two steps because we have a school committee member who has a family member that is on staff. So salaries and non-salaries are broken down for the general fund. You will also vote for the budget for school choice, which you've seen on the assessment. The budget for school choice is $505,000. So you'll be voting for that to be the budget for the school choice fund, in the same way you're voting for the general fund. And then you'll also be voting for the circuit breaker fund budget, and that is, I believe it's $1,910,816. So when we get to those places, there are 4 votes to include all of those funds that are included within our budget. There are 2 other elements of our budget that are not voted on. That is the IDEA special education grant and the title grants. Those wouldn't be voted on by the school committee because we don't have those numbers, and those are determined by the federal government. But we use those numbers, the numbers we have, as estimates, and those are for specific services that we provide within the district. The general fund, you'll see is on February 25th was $49,542,654, which is an increase from the prior year of $3,454,915, an increase of 7.49%. We go down a little bit farther, we'll come back to this because I think it's important that when the school committee, we can go to the next slide, this is where the assessments were on February 25th, with Freetown having an assessment in 27 of $15,044,195, and Lakeville with an assessment of $20,134,181. The excess and deficiency at this time in the current year is $2,159,937. I'm assuming that by now many of you can recite that number, right? You see it in your sleep. I certainly do, along with a number of these other ones. And last week, the school committee voted to utilize the option A+ in the form of E&D to support the budget and to relieve the assessment numbers for the towns. That reduced the Freetown and Lakeville assessments to $14,641,365 for Freetown and $19,606,827 for Lakeville. So you'll see here that in fact the general fund, this did not change the budget, but it changed the general fund, because by voting to utilize that money in the general fund, specifically for the fire suppression project, which was approximately $200,000, and it had been set aside as a capital project assessed to the towns, by absorbing it into the E&D, it becomes part of the general fund and no longer part of the capital calculation. So the general fund number increases by that amount, approximately $200,000, it's a little less than $200,000, but it does not change the budget in any way. It just simply moves where it's being paid out of. Instead of being capital addressed to the towns, assessed to the towns as capital, it's being assessed to the school committee in the form of general fund money through E&D. And you can see those numbers match up from before, the same from the prior slide, as a result of the vote to use E&D, the new numbers and the new assessment rates and the new percentage increases for the 2 towns.
And this is where I take over and remind us all that since the beginning of these presentations, all the way back to January 12th, we've been talking about the importance of programmatic continuity for all of our students. If you recall, back in January, the principals who are here tonight as a show of support for the budget each came to the podium and talked to you about the importance of these programs for students. I won't go through every element on the slide because I've done that several times for you here, and I went through all of the elements on this slide as well as the next 2 slides at our joint meeting last week. And you did hear tonight from a number of students at the high school talking about the importance of their daily programming, of their AP classes, and of their innovation career pathway opportunities. And all of those programs are very important, whether they're math interventionists down at the elementary school, all the way up to, VHS offerings at the high school. Every student is impacted by every dollar in the budget. And I thank you for giving strong consideration to the continuity of all of these programs as you face the decision regarding the budget. Moving on, last week at the joint meeting, and I did share with you, and I believe we even did it the night before, the comparison of local per pupil expenditure. I don't want to belabor the point, but in the FLRSD, we are 282 out of 292 for our per pupil spending when you subtract vocational and charter schools from the formula. We are in the bottom 10. We are 376 of 396 for our per pupil spending for all districts, putting us in the bottom 20. And we did hear again tonight the concern for sustainability, which I do share in terms of economic sustainability. However, I am concerned as well with the academic, athletic, civil, and social sustainability of our students' daily experience in the schools if we do not fund the budget. Moving on, again, last week we did share a comparison with you for our local South Coast Community Schools, once again highlighting the fact that our per pupil expenditure is lower than everyone else in the South Coast, and our academic, athletic, civic, and social programming exceeds what happens in many of those other schools, in particular when it comes to MCAS and our academic achievement. Moving right along, we did share with you last week some very staggering and sobering numbers. If the budget comes in below level service, to respond to a question that I was provided by Chair Candido, what happens if it's below level service, and we give you exactly what was budgeted. We end up cutting $3.5 million from the budget, which means that all those one-time expenses would be coming back to you and saying we need to rescind your vote because we can't in good conscience buy those things when we're cutting staff. And not that any of those things are frivolous in any way, but no offense to Ryan Blanchard, and we recognize the importance of network switches, but we would be keeping a teacher before we put those network switches in place. We would be cutting 50 positions across the district on top of the 11 that we cut last year. I want to be transparent in that the 50 positions are not all full-time, but they are 50 people who work with students in the district. At least 33 are full-time. We would be reducing a program and a half at the high school. That's 1/2 of our dropout prevention program and all of VHS learning for that total reduction. And then just the last slide, which is even more sobering. This is if there is no opportunity for an override, and we are closer to a level funded budget than level service. Again, we're looking at the removal of those one-time expenses and coming back to you and asking you to rescind your vote to use E&D for those things so we could take perhaps some money out of E&D to address some other matters. We would be cutting 58 to 60 positions across the district. Again, transparency, not all full-time, but 58 to 60 people who work with our students every day on top of the 11 cuts that we made last year. And again, it is a program and a half at the high school in order to cut $4.1 million from the budget. And we conclude our slide deck presentation with our next steps. As always, we will take action on any decisions made here at the school committee. We will continue to gather information, update you on any of that information in your binders and through presentation. We will continue to engage our stakeholders and decision makers. There was a call this evening at the microphone for a roundtable for future discussion about budgeting, which I am more than amenable to engaging in with members from both towns. There was a Freetown Select Board meeting last night, so this slide is just slightly out of date, 2 nights ago, and there is a Lakeville Select Board meeting happening on March 17th at 5:45, location to be determined at which the budget will be discussed. Does anybody have any questions for myself or Mr. Higgins?
Seeing none.
Do we have any idea when the state budget's going to be finalized?
Typically, it's not until June when they've gone through all of the different steps. Next week, we have a virtual meeting through the Massachusetts Association of Regional Schools. They are usually a pretty good advocate, but they are a very good advocate for certainly for the needs of regional schools. They're also a pretty good source of information, and they have conversations with the people on the in the State House who have some understanding of what's going forward and what are the trends that they're looking at. If you recall, last year we had several conversations around this relative to the possibility of increase in regional transportation costs or funding. As it turns out, they provided it in the form of additional circuit breaker funding. So those conversations have not come out. We haven't heard those things. yet. Quite honestly, we're earlier in the process this year. If you recall, the vote last year was several weeks later. So,
If there are no other questions regarding the budget, Mr. Higgins will move forward.
yes, absolutely. So you have in your packets the most recent general fund summary as well as fund balances for all of our revolving funds within the district. I asked the review of those. We keep a very close eye on particularly the general fund summary right now as we go through what has been an expensive winter with cold weather as well as snow removal. Certainly, we are there very thankful for the assistance that we received from MEMA to do a significant amount of clearing of the snow in conjunction with our staff, who did an amazing job, and we are very appreciative of their work as well. We're also very appreciative of Lakeville. The fire chief, Mike O'Brien, has reached out to us and made us aware of the opportunity to maybe get some reimbursement through MEMA for some of the costs that we've had to incur as a result of the storm. So we're in that process as well, and we've identified a number of costs with the intent and hope to be able to get those things reimbursed. Last week at the joint meeting, a question came up about school choice. What was our current school choice? And I thought it would be important to share with the school committee right now an understanding of where the estimate is for our school choice at the end of this year. We will have at the end of this year approximately $500,000 in our school choice revolving account. That is what we're budgeting, $505,000 for the school choice. But we will be receiving in each year, we'll be receiving approximately $250,000 to $300,000 next year in school choice funding. So the purpose of bringing it down, as you may recall, we are in the current year, we had significant amount of school choice money had built up over the last several years when ESSER money had been coming in. We hadn't had the need to use school choice, and we wanted to use the federal money first. So school choice had built up. It was necessary to start spending that down, really in an effort to provide some relief to the towns. So 2 years ago, we utilized about $700,000 of school choice. In the current year, we're utilizing $800,000 of school choice, but you can see the numbers starting to, we're going to have, at the end of next year, we'll have about $250,000. We'll be able to use that in the next year. So by bringing it down gradually over a 2-year period, we're not going to reach a cliff and say, well, now there's, instead of $300,000 hitting the general fund budget, which is what happened in the current year, in this case, it'd be $750, $650, whatever the shortfall would be. So this gradual process is what we've structured, and the school choice, as I said, at the end of this year, what we have in the budget is essentially what's going to be voted to be used next year, at the end of this year. We have a special education van, FL number 3, that is in need of new tires. If you recall, the school committee voted for the sale of several of our old surplus vans. We have done so. Those vans have all been sold. We've received the funding for that. It's now in our miscellaneous receipts revolving fund. And so I'm asking the school committee to vote to utilize some of those funds in the amount of $195.33 to replace the tires on that special education van, which really is an opportunity for us to save a little bit of money in the general fund in the current year. In addition to that, as part of our audit this year, in conversation with our auditor, we have a fund balance in our general fund that the research I can do only goes back to 2012, basically to prior to the, right up to the regionalization. So I suspect what occurred was at regionalization, but I don't have the answer because I can't get a hold of the person who would have been involved in 2012. Is that when the regionalization took place, there was a refund by the Southeastern Massachusetts Health Group to the district of $27,048.88. It has been sitting as a fund balance within our general fund since then, carried over every year. The school committee, the auditor suggested that as we are going through this process of cleaning up a number of things that are existing in the general fund and all of these revolving accounts, his suggestion was that it is probably more, it is within this, it is time for it to be moved into the balance sheet at the end of the year, so that it can hit E&D. So that also is what the school committee will be asked to do, is to vote to move that from fund balance to the balance sheet for the end of the year.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Higgins?
Is that what, how many tires is that? I'm just out of curiosity. Like, that's
I was thinking the same.
I mean, I buy tires, that's like one tire.
I need tires too, yeah, so if it's.
Yeah,
So
we're just
that's a
looking
great
for
question. If you'd
hookup.
like, I'll go find out. I thought it was 4, but you're right. That seems like.
kinda low.
It's pretty low, yeah. But I will find out.
Okay.
All right?
Thanks.
Probably lose.
You said it, Mr. Clark.
Please share that.
All right, and now we will hear from Director of Student Services, Kelly Steele.
All right, this is just my quarterly update, kind of just updating numbers. So I just do, right now I'm doing kind of quarterly updates year over year. That's up on the screen for comparison. So overall, we are at 555 students on IEPs, both in district and out of district, which is an increase of 33 from September to now, which puts us pretty much on track, maybe a little bit above where I thought we might be through the end of the year, which I was guessing about 563. That number is really hard to predict, but kind of right where I thought it would be in that arena. Things to note, I won't go through everything piece by piece in my uploaded report, but our biggest increase is preschool, which is what we typically would assume, because we have kids that get referred when they turn 3, and that happens throughout the year. And then after that, it's our younger grades. Our kindergarten, our first grades are up. At Assawamsett, all grades are up by, besides pre-K at Assawamsett. That's different. That's usually speech-only or service-only students at Assawamsett. It's not our preschool program. So sometimes a student might drop off, and that's why it might be down a number. So that's what happened there. And then once you head over to Grays, it's a smaller increase of 2 students. And students also start to not qualify as they get older if they've kind of closed that gap. So that's why you see less. FLMS, we are up 7 at the middle school. And then at the high school, we're down 7. So for secondary, we're kind of right where we were, again, expected. Out of district, I have 35 students. So from the beginning of the year to now, we're down 1 out of district student. So that's the overall on my numbers. I will say, I didn't put it in my report, but we've done 330 evaluations to date in the district, which is a really big number. And that's with 4 school psychologists. So but also, they're not all, most are done by the school psychologist. We also have speech and language, our OTs, our BCBA, and our physical therapist. And then we have smaller contracted services that do an evaluation here or there for vision, deaf and hard of hearing, transition assessments, and audiology. So I'm assuming we're going to hit at least 350 evaluations by the end of the year, all done within the right timelines and completed effectively by the staff. So I give a big shout out to all of our evaluators because that's a heavy task for them to do. So it's just a summary. We do have CPAC, April 7th. Dr. Dreyer is coming. He's a neuropsychologist and is going to be doing a presentation and then kind of a Q&A. So it's a great opportunity for parents to come and be able to talk to a neuropsychologist. It's going to be right here in the library at 6:30, again on Tuesday, April 7th. So that's what I have for you tonight. If you have any questions, I can answer them.
Thank you, and thank you for your leadership, because that is a lot of assessments.
They're an amazing team. I can't speak highly enough of our assessment team. Thank you.
And I think we have some late-breaking news from Mr. Higgins
Yes, so
regarding the tires.
thank you for bringing that to my attention.
The rubber is going to hit the road.
Yeah, so it is $195.33 per tire. For
Okay.
4 tires, that the total cost is $781.32.
All right, so we actually need 4 tires.
We do need 4
Okay.
tires, 4 new tires,
Okay,
yes.
all right, so,
Turn things back over to you.
yep, give me 1 second. Okay. So moving on to our school committee, subcommittee, and district committee reports. Let's start with the Regional Finance Committee.
The Regional Finance Committee met last evening, and in accordance with the regional agreement, we did vote on a recommended budget. And the recommended budget that was voted on was for the level services budget as presented by central office. So thank you to the Regional Finance Committee members for your flexibility, and we had to reschedule the meeting a couple times, and thank you for helping to meet our obligation.
Thank you, Courtney. And thank you for the recommendation. Intern Superintendent's Evaluation Committee.
We have the final draft ready for the summative evaluation, ready to be signed. Thank you again, Dr. Starkey, and to the leadership team and throughout all the teachers and staff in the district for another great year. I think the recommendation is another one-year evaluation next year.
Excellent.
And a new evidence binder.
Wealth and Health Committee, there's nothing. Policy Committee,
No update.
Capital Committee,
Nothing at this time.
Pool Subcommittee.
Yep, sure, certainly not as lengthy of an update as last week. But as I did mention last week, we met with Jack. Thank you for your time and efforts. We are working toward RFPs for the leasing and repair of the Grays Pool. We have a lot of interest from the community in fundraising and donations. So we're taking these steps to ensure that we use the right path to be able to do that. And I would come to you very soon as a full committee to allow us to fundraise properly to get this project started more.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for your hard work and everyone's hard work. I know that it's been very time strenuous, but you guys have done a great job, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anything under discussion items? I have something. So, to my right here, Mr. Steve, this is his last meeting. So I definitely want to thank you for your service and for being an amazing vice chair to me this year. I do appreciate it, and again, I appreciate your service. It's been an absolute pleasure serving with you for all these years, and we're gonna miss you. So, yeah, there's that. This is my last meeting as chair, I believe, so that's exciting and sad at the same time. Both Bob and I are up for re-election, so who knows if we'll be sitting here at the next meeting as well. So I'd like to take this time to say thank you to our community, to our students, to our teachers, to everybody. It's been wonderful supporting you. It's been great being on this committee. It's been fun being chair. Never thought I'd get to the 12th month, but here I am, and still sane. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, and we look forward to being here if we are elected. If not, again, it's been a great run, and we really appreciate the communities getting together, and the solidarity you guys show is pretty remarkable. So I am proud to have been served on this committee for all of you.
Yep.
I would echo. I would echo those sentiments.
38 years right here.
It's been-
38 years.
Been an honor and a privilege. Obviously, I'd like to continue, but if not, I look forward to watching Dancing with the Stars with my wife. Oh, no.
Hopefully she's not watching.
But I'd like also to thank the community for all their support over the years, and I hope it can continue.
Yeah.
If I could just comment.
Don't leave, no.
Thank you for the kind words, and hi, my name is Steve. I come to these meetings because I care about the school community. I stole that line from our civic leaders, but it truly means a lot. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve. I've especially, I think I started for the beginning of a pandemic, out of a pandemic, 3 superintendents. My most enjoyable moments or meetings has been watching students talk about their school, principals talk about their school, teachers talk about their school, and this great leadership talk about the school system. And although I understand the issues with the budget, I have no doubt taking a vote tonight that supports both teachers, staff, and students. And to steal a line from my friend, we've always been known for a district that does more with less, but eventually less becomes less. And that resonated with me. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate serving and the kind words.
And thank you. And really, this has been a great year, and I feel as a team, we've really gotten a lot accomplished this year, and I'm very proud of that. So let's just continue on that same train going the positive direction. Okay, so is that all for discussion items? Moving on to our action items. So I will entertain a motion to approve the interim superintendent's summative evaluation as presented at the 3/4/2026 FLRSC meeting. This is a majority of vote.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, hearing a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, thank you very much. It was quite a packet. I expected nothing less. And you did a great job putting the summative together, so thank you very much for that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, any abstention? Seeing none, motion passes. I will now entertain a motion to accept the AES PTO donations as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, hearing a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just thank you to the Assawamsett PTO.
Yes, thank you very much. Those items are always needed in every classroom, so it's wonderful. Okay, motion, second, discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, any abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes. I will now entertain a motion to approve the FLMS out-of-state field trip as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion passes. Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjust the 2025-2026 school year calendar to meet waiver application requirements, which entails 3/20 becoming a full instructional day. I just added that part, just so we all know what we're talking about.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes.
Need a lunch that day, Cam.
Yes. Next up is a vote, motion to accept the 1-8 Foundation Democratic Knowledge Partners Grant as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes. I'll entertain a motion to utilize
781.32.
Thank you. 781.32.
So that we have 4.
Thank you, yes. For 4 new tires at the cost of $781.32 of the proceeds from the surplus van sales to purchase and install 4 new tires for the van. Oh, I guess we should have read that on the second page, huh? Okay, well, we got our answer early enough anyway.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just have a question. I guess, what was the total that we got for the sale of the surplus vans?
I believe it was 4,000 with 8 vans.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's greater than this.
Yeah, well, I assumed so,
yeah.
but I just wasn't sure, the total.
I thought you were going to ask if that includes an alignment.
Fair
And
question.
balances. Yeah. And the undercoating.
Okay.
Rust proofing?
All right, so we have a motion, a second. We've had our discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, motion passes. I'll now entertain a motion to move the fund balance of $27,048.80 into the general fund for the SMHG membership refund to E&D balance sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Go ahead.
I have a question on that. Does that put it in this year's E&D to be used by
Yes.
the end of next year?
So it will be voted to, by doing this, you're voting it to be into the balance sheet at the end of the year, to be calculated as part of the overall E&D calculation. So ultimately, you're voting it to be included in the E&D calculation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion, we have a second, we have discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Any
Aye.
Okay. Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion passes. I will now entertain a motion to utilize $505,000 of school choice funds for FY27 budget.
So moved.
This requires, I'm sorry, a 2/3 roll call vote. No, you're fine.
You paused, I thought you were done.
I know, I'm sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We have to do a roll call for this, so Barbara, if you could.
Courtney Brightman.
Yes.
Robert Clark.
Yes.
Jennifer Blum.
Yes.
Stephen Sylvia.
Yes.
Melinda Richards.
Yes.
Tim Emery.
Yes.
Rebecca Cushing.
Yes.
Okay, so over 2/3, we have a unanimous. So motion passes, thank you. Next up, I will entertain a motion to utilize $1,910,816 of circuit breaker funds from FY27 budget. Sorry. Roll call vote, 2/3 again.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Saying none.
Courtney Brightman.
Yes.
Robert Clark.
Yes.
Jennifer Blum.
Yes.
Stephen Sylvia.
Yes.
Melinda Richards.
Yes.
Timothy Emery.
Yes.
Rebecca Cushing.
Yes.
Okay, again with a unanimous decision, motion passes. I will now entertain a vote to approve FY27 recommended budget salary portion in the amount of $30,145,221.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, it's another roll call vote.
Courtney Brightman.
Yes.
Robert Clark.
Yes.
Jennifer Blum.
Yes.
Stephen Sylvia.
Yes.
Melinda Richards.
Yes.
Timothy Emery.
Abstain.
Rebecca Cushing.
Yes.
You have your 2/3.
Okay, we've met our 2/3, motion passes. Last but not least, I will entertain a motion to approve the FY27 recommended budget, all other portions in the amount of $19,596,166. Another 2/3 is required.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, any discussion?
No,
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I heard the concerns from the Freetown town administrator, and, I do agree that the round table would be a good idea, and I do agree with the comment about the stabilization funds. But to me, we have to make these difficult decisions, and we have to advocate for the students. And when I saw the reductions, the potential reductions, that was very stark. So I think there's work ahead. I totally agree with that. But I think the continuity of services is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree, Courtney, and I find it hard to believe, I find it hard to digest the fact that we're talking about level services here, we're not going above and beyond, and we literally are operating at the bare minimum, and yet, to reiterate this again, our students are at a high level. Their education is a high level. Our rankings are at a high level, and yet we're literally functioning at bare minimum. And a lot of kudos goes out to everybody that's involved, parents, teachers, students. I mean, you guys are all doing a great job. It just saddens me that we keep hearing this, and yet we're not asking for anything, or our students and our faculty. No one's asking for above and beyond. We're literally asking for level services, and it's heartbreaking to even have these conversations. It's not as though there's tons of money being wasted in our school department. It's not. And yet, here we are making tough decisions that it saddens me, that's all.
Can I add on to that?
Yes.
It's great that we have a culture that wants people to come here, but that only goes so far. And to see where we are as far as the state is concerned, what position we are down at the bottom, it's an incredible tribute, first of all, to the teachers. But that can't continue, because we're going to have good people that leave the district to go to higher paying districts. And we want to keep as many people as we can, if not all. So it's just, I don't understand it either.
Yep. Steve, you want to say something?
I would just say from the Lakeville side, also acknowledge the budgetary concerns from Lakeville's perspective and the difficult decisions ahead with perhaps an override discussion at the next select board meeting. I also appreciate Ms. Petty's comments about a roundtable with municipal leaders, because I think Dr. Starkey made a good point at the big joint meeting last week about revenue sources for the town. And it goes beyond the sustainability of the school budget, but it's about the conversation about exploring revenue options for each of the towns to help with that sustainability conversation.
Any other questions or comments?
No, I agree with everything everyone pretty much said at this point.
And if you need a Freetown School Committee representatives for the roundtable, I would volunteer as tribute.
Noted.
Yeah, definitely noted.
Or a community representative.
Noted. We'll save the name plaque.
Okay, hearing a motion and a second and having our discussion. Again, this is another 2/3 roll call vote, so if you don't mind, Barbara.
Courtney Brightman.
Yes.
Robert Clark.
Yes.
Jennifer Blum.
Yes.
Stephen Sylvia.
Yes.
Melinda Richards.
Yes.
Timothy Emery.
Yes.
Rebecca Cushing.
Yes.
Okay, unanimously, that motion passes. Thank you all very much.
If I
And,
may, Chair.
I got one.
oh, you go ahead.
Okay, well, I just found out tonight that the Senior Citizens Breakfast is going to be March 25th. That's a Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And I'll be putting up some flyers as I usually do, but mark the calendar. It's a breakfast like no other.
It is.
Like no other.
It truly is.
Taking place at the middle school.
Yes.
At the middle school, 8 o'clock.
I'll be serving coffee. Bob will be serving apple juice and orange juice. Okay.
If I may, Chair,
Yes.
before you adjourn, on
Yep.
behalf of the students and the staff in the district, I thank the school committee for making the decision to support the budget.
Well,
Thank you.
You guys deserve it. Yes. Okay, any more? Okay, seeing 7:22 on March 11th. I am signing off as chair. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hold on. Let's do it right. Okay, we've heard a motion. We've heard a second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Have a great night, everyone. Make sure you get out and vote.